So, Microsoft got that SpongeBob deal, huh?
Yeah, dude.
A little SpongeBob
Yeah,
Xbox.
you got the Nick deal, dude.
Did you see the memes of it?
Oh, of
The ice
the
sculpture?
big, yeah.
Yeah. They finally made it.
Yeah, dude. I love what Xbox is doing with their custom consoles.
They've always been good with that.
They have. You're right.
Sony always is slower on that because
Mm-hmm.
it's Microsoft. They're really good because America has, in my non-educated opinion on this at all, American brand companies are more focused into like that custom, eye-catching, I need to have this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So having a SpongeBob and which Ninja Turtle was it? Leonardo?
Probably.
Probably like Leonardo,
Yeah.
Xbox Series
that or
consoles.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Leonardo. I think I remember it being blue. But
Actually, we can look at it.
having that is definitely
It's Leo.
extremely eye-catching and like, oh, I need to have that. Nostalgia. That's
No.
the get you one.
It absolutely is, dude. I mean, like,
I love the stick placement of the SpongeBob controller. The right stick is where like the pupil is.
oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not like offset or
Yeah.
anything. I think that's a really smart thing.
I agree. That's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
Mm-hmm. It made me very happy to see that. I would have hated it otherwise.
Kind of looks a little crazy, though, now that you pointed that out.
Yeah, it does. But I think it would look better than it not having that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Such a cool system, man. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the PS Pony podcast where once a week, every week, me and my best friend Ron get together to talk to you about PlayStation stuff, not Xbox stuff.
Ew,
However,
yuck.
what we were just talking about, folks, was Xbox just announced that in a partnership with Nick Brawl Game, at Nick Brawl Game, they are releasing and doing a giveaway of a SpongeBob custom Xbox and a Ninja Turtles custom Xbox, specifically featuring Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle.
Mm-hmm. No, you know what's cool about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl?
What?
Is that it just we can have it on a PlayStation console, so it's not tied to Nintendo's crappy servers.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy about that.
You know what I just thought of?
Hmm.
Guys Night, buy this game.
I was thinking about
Why
that.
don't we just do that?
Yeah.
That makes things so much easier.
If you didn't know, Guys Night is this Saturday. Stop by my new place.
Where you can, only if you're a guy, though.
Yeah, guys only.
Well, guys only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to make sure.
But it's also a
that's
$20 entry fee
Yeah. Yeah.
for guys.
For guys.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
girls can't come.
Girls
But
are
we
50.
need more pizza.
Yeah.
Realistically, we're only buying like one box. We're buying a place. We're not rich. You know what I mean?
If you bring wings, then you can come.
True.
That's how it'll go.
Yeah. No, the
Anyway.
console does look really cool. I was thinking about maybe like snagging the game or something. We're gonna have enough controllers there.
Yeah, you actually will. In
Yeah.
the worst case
Well,
scenario,
you would bring one.
That's fine.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't think you can't do like 6 at once. So we could just do like a tournament.
Okay.
Actually, we can easily do a bracket. We only need 2 controllers, and then just have like me, Aaron, you, Greg,
I'd actually
Matt,
prefer
Colin, and
that. I
then
prefer that a lot more.
yeah.
Yeah. Want to live it? Want to stream it? Want to?
We
live it,
can
what am I
if-
saying?
potentially. If internet's good, let
Yeah.
us know in the comments.
Once a week, twice a month.
Once a week.
Welcome to
twice
Guys
a month.
Night, everybody.
But no, I do want the game. I think it's for $50 on the store because there's a PS Plus deal making it like $10 cheaper.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy it or whenever this is over,
Hey,
we're getting it.
We'll figure it out.
That's what's happening.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I love these consoles. They look really awesome. If you guys are interested in trying to snag one of these, or realistically win one of these, head over and you have to follow Xbox and retweet the tweet. Same deal, you know, pretty much how every giveaway works.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends on the 24th of October.
And I think there's, I forget. I think it's just one of each. So I don't think there's like a bunch of them, and they pick a bunch of winners.
Yeah,
So I
they
think
didn't
it's only 2
specify.
winners.
They have the rules right here. Let's look at it. Definitions.
Yeah, you the first winner selected will receive the following prize package: a custom designed Xbox Series X console with SpongeBob artwork, the SpongeBob artwork and the controller. The second place winner will receive the following prize package, which is the Ninja Turtle artwork and the controller.
Okay.
So if you get picked first, you really wanted Leonardo, SOL. You can
Yeah, I guess so.
sell this. Maybe, hey, get in contact with the other guys, see if they want it, and then you just work out that deal, I guess.
Wouldn't that be awesome if like two people won and they wanted the opposite one and they're just, hey, can we just
swap it?
that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Microsoft would be like, no, figure it out yourselves. We're not getting in the middle of that.
Yeah, no, probably.
This is why the fortune teller told us our cups were in the same spot.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you're the same person. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Same person with a different face.
But it's cool that Microsoft always has like these kind of cool deals going, and meanwhile PlayStation just shut down a McDonald's controller idea, which could have happened if they maybe have coordinated that with PlayStation more.
Yeah,
but
granted, it's not necessarily PlayStation's fault it didn't happen.
No,
but,
it's not. But,
no, I would love to see PlayStation do more of these. Honestly, even if PlayStation didn't do more of these, I wish that they opened it up completely to like allow other like outlets like D-Brand and things like that to really like sell PlayStation things. Even if like there'd be like some licensing thing where it's like they get a cut of whatever it is, because I feel like they only stand to make money there. And I feel like now that
they probably just can't make competing artwork. So like if there's a exclusive God of War console that comes out, they're not allowed to make that.
Yeah,
because that's owned by them. That would probably just be like what they have to do.
I can see that too.
And like no altercations to it, so you can't just put Atreus a little bit to the left in that one or something.
Right. Well, I guess like technically, you could probably buy a skin for like your PS4 Pro that looks like the PS4 God of War PS4 Pro, right? Yeah. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, but I would love to see them do more stuff like that. But we'll just have to hold on to
wait and see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but I don't take that as something that's likely to happen just because.
Probably not.
I think last gen Microsoft just did a lot of cool stuff like that too. I remember it was like a 7-year period, but I'm sure they did.
Well, I feel like it was pretty even. Actually, if anything, I think PlayStation had more custom control consoles.
Well, that was always
Microsoft
like
did.
Bundles and stuff. That wasn't through like promotions.
No, right. That's well, this is the only promotion Xbox has had.
Right.
Yeah, the only
of this generation.
Yeah, right.
So I don't think Sony really does that much unless you're buying the system. Unless besides like the gold PlayStation from Taco Bell, that you could go like, remember if you got the like $5 box or whatever, you get the chance of winning it. Other than that, I don't think you really. There wasn't much else.
Honestly, I also think that it's part of the reason why we aren't seeing too many things is because they can barely make enough of the normal white ones.
Oh, for sure.
I think Xbox
this is only
is
one of each console. Like
they
just take the plates off and then it's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
whenever we have 50 million people owning this system and hopefully the hype dies down a bit, then we'll go from there. But this is a PlayStation podcast, and Zach, a little bit of news that Kena Bridge of Spirits was topping the charts, whatever I said.
Charts.
In the USA and the EU, specifically the EU, it was the #1 purchased digital game on the PlayStation Store in the EU last month, and it was 3rd place in the US and Canada.
Yes.
For PS5, because actually for PS4, where was it ranked for PS4? Not as high. I actually don't even see it like off rip on here in the PS4 section.
Did it come out on PS4?
Let's see. Yeah. PS4, PS5, and PC. Let me turn that off.
It didn't even make the chart on either.
No, it did
in the EU.
Yeah, it's number 16 on PS4 in the EU. Didn't make the PS4 chart.
For USA.
Yeah, for USA.
That's kind of crazy.
I mean, hey, it's just a giant gap.
I guess so.
There's 13 million people who own it, or 120 million people who own a PS4.
No, that's fair.
Who are buying, 2K, Madden are the top selling games in the US.
Yeah.
So that's already gonna knock it down and stuff. GTA, Minecraft are always there.
Deathloop is beat out. Yeah, it's Deathloop's 2 on the US chart.
Beat out Kena. I'm not surprised.
Really?
I'm not surprised by that at all.
I guess, yeah.
In the US, that was a heavily more marketed game that you saw that everywhere.
No, you're right. That's true.
Yeah,
that's actually
Kena really wasn't marketed that much.
I think it's also easier to just market a shooter and get people to sign up for a shooter than it is.
And if it's under the Bethesda or ZeniMax like ownership,
right.
it's just a lot easier to kind of do that. So,
yeah.
and it's been hyped up for how long?
Yeah,
since like before the PS5 came out. So,
but just to run through these, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna just go over the U.S. and Canada charts for the PS5. We're not really gonna worry about the EU for the whole list. But NBA 2K is number 1, Deathloop is number 2, Kena Bridge of Spirits is number 3, Diablo 2 Resurrected is 4, Madden NFL 2022 is number 5, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is 6, Tales of Arise is number 7, Spider-Man Miles Morales is number 8, Death Stranding Director's Cut is number 9, and Life is Strange True Colors is number 10. Hot Wheels Unleashed is number 14. I just saw that.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that's doing decent.
I
was on the
don't
PS5
know anything about
list.
this game.
It's just it's a Hot Wheels racing game, and you can build your own tracks and stuff, and it looked really cool. The only
I guess let's add that to the car too, Ron.
one of the complaints I did see about it was that unlike Mario Kart, it was kind of just like every car was the same, it just had a different skin.
That makes sense.
So it was kind of unfortunate, but
yeah, I don't necessarily mind that because it adds it makes it more custom, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I'm sure in Mario Kart there's a lot of cool things I wish I could use, but there's just
you can't because you'll suck.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I mean, just like the design of the car, I think there is a difference between like the truck cars and like the
there always is
sports cars and stuff. Like that's just how it's gonna be. But yeah, I didn't look too much into the game. I watched SkillUp's review on it. Really good review. We always give him a shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked really cool. It looked like a game I would get if it was like on sale though, you know.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I like building your own races and stuff. So, and right now we're playing a lot of PGA, which we didn't even talk about what we've been playing.
That's true. We didn't run. What have you been playing? PGA Tour exclusively.
21.
Mm.
That did come out last August. So Greg was incorrect on that.
Oh, it did? Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. So there's no new one this year?
No.
Okay.
I read some on Reddit that they might be doing it once every like 2 years.
That makes sense, I think. Which is, yeah. How far are you in the battle pass?
I don't know. I didn't even check it. I don't even think it goes up in private matches. That's all I've played. Was like friends with the guys.
That's kind of upsetting. I don't know if anyone's really trying to grind XP.
I don't really
PGA
give a
Tour.
shit about the battle pass on PGA Tour. I have a year to complete it. If I care, I'll figure it out. So,
yeah.
What have you been playing?
I've been kind of bouncing around. So earlier in the week, I was playing a lot of Hades. I actually finally beat Hades this past week. So now I'm in like the epilogue area of the game. That's really cool. At this point, it's just like the platinum and then tie up whatever other stories I got.
Oh,
you good?
I just realized too. Last week, I beat Kena.
Oh yeah, you did.
I didn't talk about it.
No,
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't talk about how much I love it. I love it. I started replaying it on the hard difficulty. So far, so good. I'm semi close to finishing like the Fox, like the first area. So I'm excited to like see how hard the boss is, and then I'll just gauge like the rest of the game with it. Absolutely love it. If it was one of those games where for the first time in like forever, I was able to hop back into like a new playthrough and not feel like burned out.
Yeah,
like am I really doing this right now? Like, do I care? I'm thinking of seeing how well the first fight goes, and then if it's like easy or whatever, I might load up the old save on like the easy difficulty, go and get all the collectibles, and then go right back.
Okay. See, that's the thing that I
have the game finished and platted, and then I'm done.
Yeah. See, that's what my original plan was like. Okay, I'll do all the trophies in the easier mode, and then I'll just beat the hard mode. But collecting everything aside from the hats, like getting all the rots and getting like all the health and everything, that's gonna pay off more in the hard mode than it would in a mode I already beat. You know what I mean? So that's kind of halfway through playing Kena, I kind of stopped going out of my way to explore everything. So I'm not sure how I'm going to tackle Kena yet, because now on Friday I started playing Far Cry 6, Ronnie. So far, it is my favorite Far Cry. That isn't 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really that hard to beat. I feel like besides 3, your favorite would be Primal, and I don't really remember much of anything from 4.
I did enjoy 4. I think 4 wasn't a bad game. It was I think it was just more Far Cry 3.
I don't even remember. Oh, that's who the boss was. I forgot Pagan
Pagan
was the
Man,
boss.
yeah. I really wasn't a fan of the story in Far Cry 5. I felt it was very lackluster. I felt like the new things they implemented were just like new for new's sake. But with Far Cry 6, I don't know if maybe it's also since it's in like the Caribbean island, it's giving me more of like that like Far Cry 3 vibe.
It's Cuba, but not Cuba.
Yeah.
They just won't say it's Cuba.
I am really enjoying it so far. The gameplay feels really good. The sensitivity is actually really high because like when it started, I was like, all right, time to change the sensitivity. I put it up, super fast. I kept it where it just normally was. And then accessibility settings were really cool. That was a fun thing to play around with. The one thing that does annoy me is every time I load up the game, it always says like press cross button to start. Like it says it audibly and then like that robot voice. I'm like, I already turned that setting off. Why is it still doing this? Yeah, so far I'm really, really enjoying it. The story seems really interesting so far. Like I like the character. I picked the guy. I don't know how different the story would be otherwise.
You have the same name if you're the girl.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's the same, just a different like it's just a different skin.
Yeah.
You know. I am a little annoyed with the armor system because you actually have like pieces of equipment you can equip to yourself now. So like clothing and everything. I really wish, and so far I haven't seen it. Maybe I got to get to a certain point. But in other Ubisoft games, like Assassin's Creed specifically, like if I really like the look of a helmet, I can, but I like the stats of another helmet, I can equip the helmet that I like the stats of, but then I can change the appearance of the helmet to look like the one I like the way it looks like. Does that make sense? I felt like that was kind of like jumbled. But yeah, so you could edit the way things look, and I haven't seen anything to do that in here. And like that was one of my favorite things because now my guy looks like a fool, an absolute fool. There is a setting that you can automatically equip all of the pieces of like the outfit at once, like by a click of a button. So I'm wondering if maybe once you have all the pieces, it does something specific. But also I'm not sure. But yeah, so the game's really cool. I noticed today, over the weekend, I climbed a tower, and you get a parachute, right? There was like a little wood plank that was like leading to like jump off the tower. I went and I jumped off, and I pulled my parachute, and a little eagle cawed, like in Assassin's Creed when you jump off.
That was cool.
Yeah. Companions are really cool. You get a crocodile that follows you around. His name's Guapo.
You have a little handicapped dash hound.
Yeah. Chorizo.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a little cutie pie. I don't have Chorizo yet, but I do have the dog from Blood Dragon and Boomer from Far Cry 5. There's like I found a crate and he was inside, but now his name's Boom Boom. Herc, you know the guy who keeps popping in everywhere?
Yeah.
He shipped him down there because he wanted him to have a free thing, and I was like reading this card that like the person who shipped it or whatever, they're like, hey, like there's like a live dog in here, like the guy wanted to, I guess, get him to a better place, but like there's wild dogs everywhere. He's like so in the card it reads the guy's like, these wild dogs I think are just gonna rip this thing apart, like I don't know how this is gonna go. So then Danny calls somebody and they're like, oh, like there's a dog, I don't know how well they're gonna do. And as I'm like listening to this conversation talking about how fucked this dog is, this dog jumps up and rips the throat out of some person just walking by.
Jesus.
And I'm like, okay, he's not my follower. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm very early in the game. I've just started like taking over like one of the areas. Something I don't know if I love about Ubisoft, but like I feel like with Ubisoft, everything of Ubisoft you can feel traces of. So I feel that heavy like Ghost Recon Wildlands like combat system where it operates very similar to Far Cry 5, how like there's 3 main territories. Every main territory has like a head boss, and you got to take down the boss in order to get to you know, Gus. I don't know. I forget his name in the game, but or Grand Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
You know, whatever brand of Gus you'd like to reference him. But so far, I'm really liking it. I'm really excited to hop back in and see what else is there to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
But back to the news.
Little
sidebar. Zach, there is some info on a potential Metal Gear Solid remake.
Potentially, yeah.
Everyone said take it with a grain of salt because this is a rumor, but they're like at the moment the article is saying that there is a big PlayStation remake to be announced at Christmas. It's an interesting day to announce that. Should be kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, around I think it just means the Christmas season. Realistically, probably Game Awards is where it's going to happen.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's always in December. But a little bit of information on that topic, Zach?
Yeah, so the way they have kind of deduced this or figured this out was a singer whose name is Ava.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce
it?
Ava. She's an Irish singer / songwriter, and she said that she has recorded music for a remake of a PlayStation game. It's speculated that means it's an exclusive PlayStation game, but it might also not be. That's kind of it. She worked on a song with her full name is Iba McCohen. She also worked on the song with another songwriter as well. She didn't give any information on what the game is or how it's going to be, but she did say that it's going to be announced in what's it called?
Christmas?
December. Yeah, around Christmas time. It's speculated based on like her previous work and what she does that it is Metal Gear, just because what is going to be remade and what has that like sound to it. I'm honestly not sure. I hope it's not, but that's also coming from somebody who has never really had a great affinity to Metal Gear. I played Metal Gear 5.
I played 5 for
and
one
was
mission
so
and
confused.
Yeah.
If this is like a full remake of the first game, maybe that'll actually get me into it.
People are saying maybe a remake of the third game, because apparently the third game is like the start of the storyline of Metal Gear.
What?
Like, because games can give you like in the future, but this one's like the first game.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
I think so. I think I got you.
Like in MCU, like Infinity War came out, but Captain Marvel came after, but the events of Captain Marvel were like way before Infinity War.
I got you. Heard. Okay. Yeah, so
awesome.
It's cool. We're just gonna have to wait.
Personally, I'm not really, like you said, have any like strong connection to Metal Gear. I played Metal Gear 5 right after I platinumed The Witcher, and I thought Metal Gear was different from what I just thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I load up, I'm like, I cannot do this again. Yeah. I just put so many hours into The Witcher to platinum it. It was right after senior trip. I'm like, nah, I'm playing something else.
Yeah.
I loaded up Sly or something.
Yeah, it lost me like once the world opened up and like it was like a normal like we're in the desert, we're doing
That's exactly where it lost me. Yep.
Yeah, we're doing like military stuff, and then all of a sudden zombies are there. I was like, okay, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You lost me, Hideo.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Love you.
So yeah, so maybe if this is a remake, maybe this will actually give me like a fair shake at Metal Gear, because I feel like starting in at 5
is an interesting is a really like kind of tough place to
such
start.
A crazy series to like jump in at. So other than that, man, maybe it's Sly 5, who knows.
Maybe it is. But Zach, speaking of remakes though, we got a little bit more info on Saints Row.
Yes,
we coming out.
Do hands-on impressions from Game Informer, in fact.
So, what is it? So the article is just pretty much like their thoughts of it, everything so far.
Yeah.
I recommend reading it. The article is written by John Carson of Game Informer. I won't read the whole thing, but they started talking about, quote, in an early story mission, which you can read about in our Saints Row cover story, I learned all about 2 key features during of this new driving model, which is something I really want to talk to you about because this felt really cool. One is the ability to jolt your car left or right with the press of a button, essentially punching with your vehicle to do damage or run rival racers off the road. The other is the new drift that will crank your car into a sideways slide while the camera coolly tilts and zooms in like for like an added effect.
Yeah.
They said it felt a lot like Mario Kart. Mario Kart's like system of drifting.
Okay.
You know how you like drift, it like kind of goes sideways, you kind of get more power. I love that. I think that's really cool.
I think it could be.
Yeah.
But this is also coming from somebody who never drifted until a bachelor party 6 months ago. So
yeah, because I was like, you gotta drift, you want to win, man. You know, we really gotta drift. No, like I think the drifting in Mario Kart is really, really good. I mean, it's just because of the kart racer and stuff. But I think Saints Row is the game that can do that.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Because Saints Row is like, to me, it's like a parody game.
Yeah, like, that's absolutely true.
Of everything else, like
mainly
of GTA.
Yeah, which is why I'm like hesitant that like you can just bounce your car left and right, but that's very Saints Row.
Well, I don't think you'd bounce it necessarily. I think it's just more. It just quickly shifts it sideways, if that makes sense, and you can control it. Like you don't like jump from
right.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like if you have a like that one level in Sly 3 when you're driving the RC cars on the tracks, you gotta like use the left and right panel to
like smack
bump the cars.
Well, even
but
Sly
it's the
1.
Full car.
Sly 1 kind of like with the front bumper in Clockwork.
Oh yeah,
kind of like that. I mean, I think I played a couple like kart racers with that like side ability stuff. Yeah, that's always really cool. Nice. Yeah,
I see here it talks about you get a wingsuit and it describes the feeling. Comparing it to Batman Arkham City with like gliding around. That's super awesome.
That's really good.
I love that mechanic. I don't know. I really don't know what game really truly made it the standard, but any third person like mobility type game, you need some type of paraglider or gliding ability, and it
has to feel like Arkham.
It has to.
The Arkham ones are fantastic.
They did it so well.
Yeah. And pretty much like I would read a little bit more about the article as well for everyone listening. But the wingsuit, the driving, and the gunplay, all from what they said, have sounded just really good. It's sounding like it's gonna be like a really good reboot for the series, which I'm hoping. Because Saints Row 4, like Saints Row 3 is really good, and I could replay that game whenever, which we should because we have the PS5 version.
I'm all in for it, yeah.
But Saints Row 4 kind of just left a really bad taste in my mouth. Like everything I loved about Saints Row 3 just kind of shifted for no reason as soon as they brought like superpowers into it. It didn't make much sense to me. Like, why suit up a car if I can run faster than everything else imaginable? It just felt really out of place. So I'm hoping this game can kind of bring that life back, which I have high hopes it will. Every screenshot looks absolutely beautiful. Every like little bit of gameplay, which is very brief, like a minute at most, looks absolutely awesome. So I'm excited to see how this looks on the next gen consoles as well as PC, of course.
Yeah,
that little ray tracing and stuff.
For sure is one of my most anticipated games going into 2022.
Yeah, this Horizon, Sci-Fu, and I think something else I can't think of right now all comes out in February.
This comes out in February?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought this was much later.
Mm-mm. I'll Google it to make sure, but I am very confident.
Oh, it does. Yeah, here, no, it says it right at the bottom.
Oh, February 25th. Because I think Horizon comes out like the week before.
Dude, and then later on we got God of War.
Later in the year.
Yeah. It's about to be a stacked year.
It is gonna be a stacked year. This year was pretty good, and then the summer hit, nothing came out.
Yeah, it was a dry summer.
Mm-hmm. So. This fall is kind of mid, but it's more like mid from PlayStation. We got Far Cry that just came out, Call of Duty next month, Pokemon Remake, and then I think something else in December. I can't think of. Well, Halo, but we're not playing Halo. No. But Halo, like
unless we win that Xbox.
True, which honestly that'd be really nice because I'd love to. You know, I would really really love to play Halo again, but
how are we gonna figure that out if the PSPonies account wins it?
You retweeted on your account. I didn't do it on mine.
Oh, then retweet on your account, you goof.
All right. More entries.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep making Twitter accounts.
Dude, wouldn't it be wild if I won and you won?
That'd be kind of crazy.
That'd be bonkers.
I'll take the SpongeBob one. You get the
That's fine with me.
ones. Yeah.
That's fine.
I think that just fits our childhood like nostalgia perfectly.
I agree completely.
I think showing a picture to my mom of an Xbox Series X that looks like SpongeBob would make her like just her heart stop of just laughter.
Yeah.
Because my whole childhood was that. So hype. I want to win it, Microsoft. I know we're BS Ponies. You're not listening, but I'd love it. Please.
Yeah,
Yeah. But honestly, Zach, that's all the news we really have.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about like what we were gonna do for the rest of the show because it's a light news week.
Yeah.
So we decided.
We have
listening.
our very first topic of the show.
Mm-hmm. What's the topic, Zach?
Our topic today, Ronnie, is best gaming moments / memories. So to define that for everyone out there, me and Ron are just going to talk a little bit about our experiences with some games that like really left an impact on us, whether that's a positive impact, a negative impact, just really how, when we think about our favorite moments, our most worst moments, what do we think of when we say this, right?
Yeah. Did you want to start it and we kind of go like back and forth? I say sure. One, you say another. We think of something, we just talk over each other.
Yeah, dude.
Write it down.
Let's knock it out with a bad one, right?
Oh, a bad moment.
Dude, so I spent this entire weekend. Yeah, I spent this one entire weekend like leading up. This was like over like a Christmas break, I think. No, actually, this was over Thanksgiving break, I think.
Of senior year?
2018.
Of 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was really trying to get through Red Dead 2. I was really trying to get beaten Red Dead 2 and everything. And I did. I plugged it all out, and it was probably, it was one of those, like, I played it all day, and then around like 9 o'clock, that's like when like the end came.
Yeah.
And I had all the emotion and the rides of like everything happening, all the betrayals and all of the like stuff going on. And then right in the end of the game, when I am on this mountain being choked out by Micah, I'm smashing circle. I just keep smashing circle like to fight it and like do this thing. I'm like, wow, this is kind of long. And I'm like, okay, this is okay. That doesn't look like anything's really happening. So I keep mashing. I sat there for maybe a minute and a half with nothing happening. I was like, okay, is my game broken? I stopped mashing it. He killed me. I was like, oh, okay, that was kind of weird. Whatever, that's fine. Go back. Same thing. Can't progress at all. And I'm like, what is happening? So I like Google it. Is it me? What's going on? And then so then I actually reset my save. I like load the last save, and of course the game auto saves right at the beginning of this big like exposition where you have to go save Abby or whatever her name is. So I'm like, okay, this eats butt. So I went and did it all to get to the same place. This is like me coming off of like my horse just dying and being like, no, and like the same thing happened. I couldn't progress. It wasn't working. So I shut my console off. I wrote like a very like, not like mean letter to Rockstar, but it was in their like questions, comments, concern thing on their website. I was just like, hey guys, like this is my experience and I'm like really upset about this. Like I'm not mad that it happened. It's an amazing game. I'm just but the end of the game was kind of ruined for me forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a bug or what, but
it sucks because that ending is like, of Arthur's stories, the best I've played in a video game ever.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which for my like sad moment, it was just my horse dying and then Arthur dying. Yeah. And everything. If you haven't played Red Dead 2 now, that's on you, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. If you didn't beat it now, you're not beating it.
You're not beating it. And just everyone, just all the betrayals and everything happening, that was like sad. That was a beautiful, beautiful game. I've been wanting to replay it, man. I think it's a really long game, so it's gonna have to be like during another game drought. Yeah. Which is usually during the summer. The summer is usually like the best time to like play a game. Yeah. You've been wanting to you've been backlogging and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what I did with Persona. There was nothing else out. It was just that and COD.
Yeah, you're right.
And I beat it. I was like, I want to beat this by August. I beat it in June because I just destroyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my sad moment. But I'll say a feel good moment was breaking Sly out of jail in Sly 2. Whenever he calls him like whenever he gives him like the nickname Wizard instead of like making fun of it.
Yeah.
Like
oh yeah.
And it's like
that's a really good feel good moment.
Always a feel good moment, man. And it's like all right because it was nice. It just came like full circle.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And then my bad one was Sly, the ending of Sly 4. I didn't have that, but I just wanted to throw that in because we need a new Sly game.
No, we do absolutely.
What about you? Next one.
Next one was the end of Last of Us. The first one.
Okay.
When I beat it. I remember being so like emotionally distraught because I think that was the first time a video game confronted me with a situation where like I couldn't definitively say what was right or what was wrong. Like I knew that what it meant for Ellie to survive, like for humanity. But I also knew what it meant to Joel and what it meant to me that she survived as this, as someone who's playing through Joel.
And Last of Us 2 does that too.
Last of Us 2 does that, but the first Last of Us was the first time I've ever confronted like a feeling of like not like fully supporting what a main character in a game did, but also not fully being able to like say it was wrong or bad or that I would have done something different. So I think that really sat with me in a way that I just didn't know. It was like I don't know if it was right or wrong, and I don't know what I would have done in that situation, and that's like really where it left me. And that's one of the first times, well, that is the first time that I've ever confronted anything like that in gaming.
I did have Last of Us 1 on there, but it was whenever Joel's daughter dies in the beginning.
Yeah,
because that's whenever I was like, okay, this is like what we're doing, because I never played anything like that.
Yeah,
which I'm sure like you can probably name like old games that might have had like a bam like intro like that. Never played one with this good of graphics for 2013 also.
Yeah,
like in 2013 this like set like a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
like on fire. And then you load up Last of Us 2 and it's like the close up on Joel's like beard and playing the guitar. You're like, okay, this is actually like scary.
Yeah,
like how good this looks.
So good that like whenever they released the footage of like Pedro Pascal and Emma Ramsey, whatever,
something Ramsey,
like looking at Bella Ramsey, looking at the plane, like, and that's their back. I thought it was like, oh, is this I don't remember this part of the game.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's insane. It's ridiculous. I said mine, so you go again. I'll try not to. Hopefully, we don't keep having like the same one.
So, beating Sly 2 for me,
was
a really memorable thing because for those of you who don't know, it took me years to beat Sly 2 and 3. Like I was going back and forth playing them simultaneously, just because I hit these snags in the game where I couldn't progress or didn't know how to. Specifically, buying the paraglider, I had no idea that there was a little store right to the right that you could buy a paraglider at. So that like tripped me up for a few months, maybe even a year or so. And then the R3 button, R and L3 buttons, not knowing what those were and where to find them. But my experience with Sly 2 specifically was so much of playing it, getting to that part I would always get stuck at, and then just replaying it. And just playing the same thing over and over and over again to the point where like once I figured out how to get past whatever I was stuck on, it felt like I got a brand new game. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. So when I actually beat Sly 2, I was just left with this like, whoa, like this is over. There's no new part. There's no next step. And I think that was the first time that a game connected with me in a way that I was like, I don't know what to do now. Because I remember I was at my grandmother's house and it was probably 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I beat it, and I just kind of like set the controller down, and I like walked into like the room that she was like watching TV in, and I just like sat there, like feeling good and feeling happy, but also like this really empty thing inside of me.
Well, the game also at the end tells you to go outside. So you're like, all right, I guess I gotta do something.
Yeah, so so that was the first time I ever really loved a game and felt like I hate that this is over. So
the first time I beat Sly 2, it was nighttime. Like it was like 9 at night, and I beat it, and it said go outside. And I just remember looking out my window, pitch black. I was like, don't know what to do now. I've been instructed on what to do for so long. I'm kind of at a loss right now.
Yeah.
Mine, in terms of beating old games, wasn't Sly, but it was Jack 2. Beating Jack 2 was like the pinnacle of my childhood accomplishment. No school award that I've gotten can amount to beating that game. I beat Jack 3 before I beat Jack 2 because Jack 2 is so hard because the save points were just
brutal.
Utter brutality.
Like
BS. Yeah, it was hard when you're like 7. No, well, Jack 2 was my first game. I think I was 3 or 4. So yeah, like 6, 7. Like it was hard. I didn't beat it until I was like 10 or 11. It took years. So I finally beat like Jack 3. Or maybe not that long, whatever. But I went back to just play it. I'm like, all right, well, I beat Jack 3. Like maybe I'm getting better at games because this one was not as hard. No, it was still hard and brutal. But I would get past like the docks mission. And then I was like, oh, thank God, finally. Like, I'd get stuck for a month, and then I'd finally get past it before I realized you can kind of just run past it.
Yeah.
And then I would go do the, I forget what the mission's called, but it's like the conveyor belt one, where you're on the track the whole time. You have to shoot down 40 guards, get past the first electric fence, do all of that. If you die, you restart completely. Ridiculous. And then you finished one, got a couple levels in, hard again. And I would do it the same with, like, remember like those invisible metalheads you had to kill? There was like 30 of them in like the wasteland, but not the wasteland, but some like outskirt area. But if you died, all of them restart. You have to do all of them over again. I'm like, this sucks. Yeah, like real bad.
It's really crazy with video games, and like I was thinking about this the other day too. Why we play video games and how we. Like, that doesn't sound fun. No. You know what I mean? Like, if I describe the docks mission from Jack 2 to anybody, I don't think their interpretation of that would be, oh, that sounds like a blast and a half to, like, go through all that. But, like, inevitably, I always came back to it. I always tried. It was this weird thing. Like, I'm sure I said it on the podcast before, but, like, video games are the only form of entertainment that stops you or prevents you from trying to finish it, and it's the only form of entertainment that like you need to get better to continue doing it. You know, it would be like if you're reading a book and like the book snapped closed every like 2 minutes, and like the only way to stop it is if you physically hold it open, or like, you know, if you figure out a way to do it. But like, who would want to sit there and read a book and like the book just keeps snapping closed? Just, you know, who wants to? It would be like watching a movie and then all of a sudden like the movie like halfway through like changes to a different language. So if you want to finish the movie, you got to learn a different language because subs aren't a thing.
I think, when did you beat Jack 2? Because I know it was later than me.
It was a long time. You introduced me to Jack 2.
Yeah.
Back then, spoilers didn't matter because we just that's how we sold the game was the spoilers. Yeah, dude. I don't even know.
Because I think I introduced you to all the Jacks.
You did. Well, yeah, because you introduced me to Jack 2, and then I played Jack 3, and then...
you did like 3, 1, 2 or something like that, right?
I did 2, 3, 1.
Okay.
I did 2, 3, 1 or 2, 3, X1. But X was always weird because I would start it and then it would break.
The save.
Yeah.
The save bug. You had to leave your console on forever until you beat it. It sucked.
Yeah.
It really sucked. Yeah. Yeah, Jack is, I think, like my favorite like kid series. High key.
Oh, really? I think it's Sly for me, of course.
Yeah. Like, both I can go back and always play. I can always play, like, the first games, too. Like, Sly 1 and Jack 1 I'll never get tired of.
Yeah.
But, what's yours? Next one.
My
give a couple more.
Next one is Ghost of Tsushima, when you get the ghost stance.
That was sick.
I will say, like, one of the main things about Ghost of Tsushima that stuck out to me so much was that, like, when there were, like, big battles and big things, like, I felt moved and motivated. Like, yo, let's go. Let's get these people out of here. Like, and when you're, like, getting backed all the way to, like, the very back of Yarikawa, like, the castle or whatever, the mayor's house or whatever that structure is, and then Jin's just, like... No, it's on, and you're just tearing through everyone, like the lightning strikes, and you're just like swiping through everything. It is powerful, and that's where I was like, wow.
I think we all had like the
that
same
was crazy.
reaction.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what the hell just like happened? Like that was amazing.
It felt like how like a really like powerful cinematic movie makes you feel, but you get to do it. You know, so it was incredible.
Mine, um, my next one was fighting the Broken Vessel in Hollow Knight.
Okay.
That was like the boss fight that made me really into it, because that was like I'm sure I died before that, just due to me being an idiot, but that was the first boss I died to, was Broken Vessel.
Oh wow.
I got all the way to him, and I to my recollection, I didn't die until I got to him, or it was the first one that gave me difficulty. Like I beat Broken Vessel fine. I know I died to him once or twice, but then I beat him, and then you could do the dream fight. The dream fight is what struck me, and I was like, this is hard. But then you learn the fight, like you learn how his movements are and everything, and then you're like, okay, this isn't that bad, but it still like takes like that learning curve of skill.
Yeah.
So I really loved it, and that's like what I think got me to put another like 40-50 hours into the game. Was him. Because I remember you told me Hornet was hard, and then I beat Hornet.
Oh yeah.
in the grass area. I'm like, I like first attempted her, and you were like, no you didn't, and I was like, yeah I did. He goes, no, you fight her again, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, this is like also because I think your first thing you said to me, you were like, wait Zach, how many hours do you have in this game? I was like, I don't know, like 60. And you're like, it's taken you 60 hours
to not beat her? I'm like, my God, man.
I was like, no, yeah, you did. Do it again.
Yeah, I was like, all right, this makes a lot more sense. So I think you started getting back into the game right around the time I was getting to Hornet. You're like,
yeah,
no shot. No, I'm not letting him pass me up.
Oh, I wasn't. It was just I just wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And like I finally like just it was like on a fluke. I think I was like, oh no, there's no shot I'm beating her on like this.
It's always the one where you chalk it.
Yeah, that's it.
Why I never chalk it anymore if I'm like one hit on games.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I'll find a way out of this.
I'll find a way.
Returnal, the final like couple boss fights, I was like, nah, I'm one hit, but I'm doing it. Like,
yeah.
No shot. My gamer sense came in, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is mine. Do you want to do like one more each?
I got two more written, so.
All right, do two more.
So the Joker reveal in Arkham
I
Origins,
knew this one was gonna come up.
dude, that thing. So like, they did this amazingly. They hyped this game up to be like Black Mask. He's the villain. He's the guy you're gonna deal with, like all this stuff. And then in the game, like you find like a thing about Joker, but like maybe it was just me being young. I like didn't. I was like, oh, so Joker is in this. Maybe they're gonna like set something up with him. Maybe he's gonna be like a side character, or he's gonna come in like later. He came in later, but. For those of you who don't know, Joker was actually Black Mask the whole time. Like he kidnapped Black Mask and he was wearing his mask over his face. And the reveal of it is like he's like being Black Mask, talking exactly how Roman Sionis sounds and everything. And then the actual Roman Sionis is like beaten and like handcuffed. He like someone drags him in front of Batman. Batman's like, what? And then like but Joker's still like putting on this performance, and then the real Black Mask starts yelling at him. It's like, oh, you're crazy, all that stuff, and then Joker just breaks, and like you just hear his like Joker's real voice being like, and he just starts beating him with this pistol, and he takes his mask off, and it blew me away. I never saw that coming, and it was one of my favorite like reveals of anything. So
yeah, I'm waiting for like the next game to do that to me, because honestly I didn't play as much God of War as you did. I played the first one. God of War is gonna be my next one I'm gonna talk about, but I played the first one, and then when I remember you fought like the ice dudes for the first time, you can only use your fists, and I was like, this like sucks. Like whatever. I never thought Blades of Chaos were coming into it. I had a feeling they were, because the UI for the weapons made it look like there should be another weapon.
Yeah.
And I know in God of War games you'll have multiple weapons. Yeah. So I was like, maybe they will, but as soon as he like pulls out the blades, I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. That's not the game mode I'm talking about, but the one I am specifically talking about is the introduction into God of War when you first encounter Baldur, and he knocks you over the house.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's like the first time you're like, oh, this is awesome. And you can find like awesome compilations on YouTube of people like reacting to it who are playing it for the first time. I think that's like what's really sold me on the game. Well, it was just the way he just got absolutely tossed and didn't expect it. I thought looked awesome, but like even like the whole fight.
Yeah.
The whole fight was awesome because you think the fight's gonna end just in the backyard, and then it goes through the house into the front yard, then through rock, and like you're punching him through it, go straight through it. There's still another area you're fighting. Like this is like a 10-minute fight, 10-15 minute like thing, and it was beautiful. And playing on the hardest difficulty is so much more rewarding. I love it. But like you just toss him. You just keep smacking him down. You think he's dead. Boom. He picks up the giant rock, throws that at you, and you're still fighting. The only reason the fight ended is because the earth literally could not handle you. And it cracked and it created like this chasm.
Yeah.
And then you just got separated.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Or I'm sorry. You snap his neck, and then that's how it ends.
Yeah.
But then he ain't dead.
Yeah, but like especially coming off of like playing all of the God of Wars, like he's like knocking on the door. I know he's probably some whatever, but like my mentality is like, oh, you have no idea who you're messing with, man. You don't know who you are or what's going on.
Yeah.
And then when he launches you, I was like, okay, maybe.
Yeah. I think they had to do that. That's something they like had to do because you're like, all right.
It set the tone.
Yeah,
it set the tone that like
absolutely.
Kratos is not the most powerful being in this world, and while he's still a force to be reckoned with, there are challenges that he has to.
And even like whenever the earth is like shattering, like they're like hand to hand, like pushing against each other. Is like, oh yeah, by the way, I can't feel any of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's sick. That was because it just makes sense on like why he's not dead right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. And then just the way they concluded his like story with it was really good.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. We gotta break the cycle. Kills him. Cycle ain't broken.
No.
The cycle has absolutely continued. But
yeah. But
that I have like one more. I have a couple more, but I can just run through one more.
all right. So my next one is going to beat the Outer Wilds.
Okay.
So like once I pieced everything together and I knew what I had to do to actually beat the game, getting in my spaceship that morning, like when you like wake up to start that cycle, and like I get in my ship and I'm like flying to where I need to go. I'm just like, oh, what's happening? This is it. I've been all across this galaxy and like or not galaxy, the solar system, looking in and reading all kinds of stuff. I now know everything I need to know, and I'm gonna go do it. But to add that pressure is where you need to go. There's these giant things called anglerfish, which if they detect any movement, they will eat you. So you have to get through it. And dude, when I say they detect movement, you were complaining about the controls when you played it. Dude, you cannot move. You need to like
Can't even like move camera.
Like you can't use your thrusters. Like you have to like get some momentum, and then after that you're just like and even that can like using your thrusters like that can get them to find you. So it's then a mix of like going to beat the game, but then this terrifying nerve-inducing angler thing, because there's a lot of the times where they're not even in your line of sight, but like you're like, I gotta do it. So doing that, and then just finally beating the game and seeing what happened and like the actual outcome of everything. And then in the end, it has the whole soundtrack is amazing. It is one of my favorite video game soundtracks. But the repraised like main theme of the game is just so powerful and moving. And it was a great moment for me.
I thought of this one while we were talking, so that's why I have a couple more. But
Yeah.
I'll do this my last one. Our first Minecraft World on Xbox.
Oh, that was a great one.
You, me, Hunter, Tyler, Matt, Colin, and then featuring just people from high school.
Yeah.
We made our village.
It was such a small area too.
Because it just couldn't have big worlds at the time. It was incredible. We stripped all the ravines and mines clean. So because this was nowhere near caught up to the PC version of the game until like Microsoft bought it, and then that's kind of what really did it. Which honestly, thank God they did. I loved it. It got to the point where like actually we had to like think about how much we actually wanted to use our diamonds. And if someone took our diamonds, it actually like meant something.
Yeah.
Then not just like time being gone. That's like actual value. So,
Yeah.
like, we treated that like it's kill on sight if you touch my shit.
Yeah.
Tyler had his hotel. Hunter had his house. he would light Matt's trees on fire if he didn't like cut them down the whole way, or like something. I forget what he did.
No,
because he always left the trees hanging. Someone did. I think it was Matt.
No, it was Matt, and there was a point where it was like me, him, and Matt were in the game, and me and Matt were like together, and Hunter just goes, "Hey Matt, some assholes out here burning down your trees." And Matt was like, "Hunter, you're the only other asshole in here." He's like,
That's right, because he would cut Hunter's trees, not replant them or cut them down he would just go until the height limit.
Yeah.
And then he would just burn down his trees, and it would just be this constant thing, like back and forth. We had like the cart system through everything, which it was still like a small area, but really not like that small of a village. So we had that, great border walls, but I remember one day I got on and fixed the complete outside of the village because it was all sand, and everyone just terraformed that spot and didn't go anywhere else to get sand. I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. And I just dug dirt on some corner of the world, brought it back, full inventory, then filled it up. I'm like, this is so annoying. I hate everyone in this thing. That, like, I think like that summer of doing that really made me want to play. Like, that's always kind of what gets me to be in a Minecraft mood in the summer. Part of the reason I didn't do it is because I don't own it anymore. I kind of own it like on PC,
right?
Like because we could do it still, but I've just thought about it. I still want to go back in and play at some point. I would just love it. But and if I host the world on PC, then I could literally just leave it on my computer. If y'all wanted to play it, then you could.
Exactly.
So that's always what's nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that world, I think, did a lot for us, like that summer. Next summer, made a new world. That one was way better because I think border limits were changed, and then we got another one. It just kind of kept going until I think like 2 summers ago, we kind of just like stopped. Like we did it a bit, but then we fell out of it kind of quick, just because it's harder like on console when there's so many other games we want to play and stuff. Like
it 100% is. Yeah.
But yeah, just a quick recap of like the other ones I was gonna say was Witcher 3, Bloody Baron, Questline. I absolutely loved it. That's what got me really into The Witcher after beating it. Completing the Taken King raid on Destiny 2. That was good. Yeah. And I think that was it. Yeah.
Just to jump in real quick, losing Yen interest in The Witcher the first time I played it. It rocked me
biggest
much.
moment.
I was so upset. I missed it because I romanced both of them. And this
You're welcome, buddy.
And this is a more of a credit to just this, like, the game
and how much of an asshole I am.
Well, that, but also how it functions, because up until this point I was used to choices in games, but I was only used to actual choices in games. So when we were talking, it was like, oh, you pick Yen or Triss. I thought that there would be a point where it's like, all right, Geralt, what do you want? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make my decision, because that's how I, at that point in time, experienced games. It's the only way I knew choices happened. I didn't realize that the actions that I did would affect the outcome of the game, in the sense that, like,
an action you made 15 hours ago actually impacts it.
Yeah, exactly. So like, obviously, like, like, oh, whether you decide to take the money from Emir or not, then I know from video games this is gonna have an effect on something else. But from, like, a side mission affecting, like, an actual, like, thing in the game, like, for Geralt, like, no idea that could happen.
Yeah.
No idea how that would go. And then just the dynamic and shift that Yen and Triss both have towards you leading up to it, and then when it happens, it speaks so much to what the game does on its own. But yeah, it crushed me. I was like, no, if I would have known, that's not the game I would have played. But,
yeah. I'm on my POS playthrough right now, so that's just gonna take however long it is to beat. If I have to, like, I'm not really that far. I kind of started Baron, so if, like, the next gen version hypothetically got announced that, it's coming out this year, I'll just halt what I'm doing and then restart it later.
Yeah, you might honestly be able to transfer save.
No, I'm sure you can, but I don't know if I want to.
Okay.
I want to get
No,
like,
I
the
got
full
you.
thing.
I understand.
So, yeah. Shout out to The Witcher.
Great game.
Great, best game of all time.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something for Persona, but honestly, I think the whole game was just fucking incredible. It was just the soundtrack. It's really it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's my list and your list. So this sounds like.
All right, guys. Thank you again for listening so much to the PS Ponies podcast. Once a week. Every week. We post every Tuesday. Now that Ron's moving into his new apartment, it's going to kind of shift around a little bit. I'm not too sure how that's going to be affected quite yet. We're going to have to figure out our schedules and what goes on with that.
Might have to have a couple Discord ones every now and then. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But might record this Sunday.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Should.
So we'll figure that out, and we'll obviously keep you guys posted and updated on what's going on with that. But Ron, if they want to reach out to us and let us tell us some stories or ask us some questions or critique us in a horrid fashion, how would they be able to do that?
They can reach out to us at AskPSPonies@gmail.com. That is AskPSPonies@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on Twitter at PSPonies. PSPONIES.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.